right, y'all? We are live on this beautiful, it is a gorgeous, a beautiful Friday morning, and the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the trees are budding, the roosters are crowing, the chickens are drinking. Blessings to everybody in the name of Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah. I do pray everybody is super blessed. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Chang, my man, always the first one to comment. Zeph Brew, TN4289, Boyan. Shout out to Boyan. Shout out to Jason Casper for the super chat. Thank you so much, my friend, for the donation. Shout out to iBrandon. Shout out to Cam Young and Aaron G holding it down with the wrench. Premier Crypto, what's going on, bro? As usual, guys, if we can get 750 likes during the course of this live stream, I will be giving away 0.025 Bitcoin. Can you even believe it? Everyone, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Jason_Casper, all lowercase. And if you could do me a huge favor, go over to Twitter right now and retweet the stream. So perhaps we could get 750 people, and perhaps we could get 750 likes, and perhaps we could do the Bitcoin giveaway, and perhaps it would be something that has never happened before in Jason Casper YouTube channel history. That's right, Chag Sameach to everybody who is celebrating Passover tonight when the sun sets. It is the 14th day of the first month. Well, you know, the first biblical month. It also is Good Friday, coinciding together for the first time in quite a while. Could be significant, guys. We are live, guys, on this beautiful Friday morning. We want to talk about Bitcoins today because, well, we've had some volatility in the past few days. We've had a pretty big drop to the downside, and then we found support, exactly on support, and we've gotten a significant move to the upside from here. And this is the 12-minute time frame, and I kind of just want to go over what's happened here locally. What has happened here locally? So basically, what happened was, we did have a pretty big move to the upside here. And then as we were forming this range, right, we could clearly see, if we go to a higher term time frame, that as we were getting higher prices, and we could even take this back from this high, as we continued to get higher prices on here, right, Market Cipher B was giving us bearish divergences. All this time we could see the 24-minute is giving us decrease in momentum and decrease in money flow as we form the tippity tip top of this, what ended up being a Bart-Simpson pattern. And if we take our Fibonacci retracement tool from the high that we put in up here and drag it down to that low, we can see that the golden pocket Fibonacci retracement is coming in right here. And so this actually did make for a very juicy short position. And this was a trade setup that we did give live on Thursday. Wow, so that was yesterday morning during the VIP altcoin stream. We were looking at us rejecting off of the golden pocket. We were looking at the bearish divergences that we had forming even locally on the 6-minute time frame. We can see that bearish divergence where the momentum is getting lower even as that price is wicking up into the golden pocket. We're looking at the 1-minute time frame where we could clearly see the money flow getting lower, which was confirmation to enter into the trade. And that trade is extremely juicy in profits, right? And shout out to everybody who took that, by the way. If you do want to get into the VIP Discord, where we do post technical analysis and trade setups and have a great community, you can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. And then we make our way down, all the way down to this daily level right here, a key level of support. And this was also a trade setup that was given by none other than Boyan. Shout out to Boyan, by the way, because every Wednesday at New York Open, right around this time, we do a VIP stream where we go through the charts and stuff like that. And Boyan, actually, we can see he had this level on his chart at 39,511. In fact, this is a level that we've had on our charts for a while, right? The 39,511 level. It's a level we've been aware of. But he actually was saying after we got that initial bounce, you know, we got this first bounce from right here. And he's like, you know what? I'm thinking we're going to come back down and tap that daily. And he actually gave that that exact level here on the stream. He just is talking about coming down because he wants to take out these lows and bounce right off the daily. Boom. That's exactly what has happened now. And shout out to Boyan, by the way. And he's a really good trader. And by the way, me and Boyan just put a course together going over how to trade using order flow and TPO charts. If you're interested in that, there's a link in the description with a 15% discount. You can check it out. Boyan's a pretty cool guy. I have to say so myself. And so what is going to happen now, right? We can see that the corn is respecting levels very, very nicely. The good old Bitcoin. And also, I do want to say, you know, as we did come down to this daily level, we did, in fact, have on Market Cipher B on the 12-minute time frame, one of my favorite time frames to trade. We absolutely had the uneven butt cheek pattern, right? Where we had that nice big juicy butt cheek on the left right here, followed by that not so juicy butt cheek on the right. We can clearly see that, and this is actually, you know, this right here is quality technical analysis. We could see that we have clearly two butt cheeks, a big one, a small one, and then the butt crack, we can measure it. We had about 3 hours of butt crack there coming right down to the daily level. And so, you know, it's just like the picture. There's about 3 hours of butt crack right here, guys. So what is happening now with the corn? We're getting a move to the upside, but are we going to see more movement to the downside? Well, in order to determine that, I think we need to zoom out a bit, right? Zoom out a bit, because it's easy for us as scalpers, as day traders, to get sucked in to these tiny little time frames. But if we zoom out a little bit, then perhaps we can see some other things that we need to be aware of. I would say right now, in the immediate short term, something that is possible is that we do actually get one last pump up like this, right? And then the chickens could drink and we could get, you know, bearish divergence on the 12-minute like this with the money flow coming down, that actually could be a pretty nice potential right there, especially since if we take a Fibonacci retracement tool from here to here, if I'm not mistaken, we have that, nah, I'm wrong about that actually. Yeah, maybe we'll come up to the 0.886 fib level. We also can clearly see right here that we do have like some kind of a high volume consolidation. I don't know. It's just a possibility. But now we're going to go to a higher term time frame and kind of look and see what things are looking like. So I'm going to start on the 4-hour time frame over here. And beautiful bounce off of that support. Shout out to Boyan in the VIP Discord who gave that setup. Yeah, man, that was pretty juicy. That was a juicy one, man. That was pretty much happened exactly as you drew it out there. And so let's take a look at what is going on here. Now, I am looking at this level right here as being a significant level. Sorry, not this, but this one right up here as being a significant level around 48,000. And the reason for that is because we can see that this level is a clear area of support and resistance, right? We have resistance over here, flipped it into support, lost it, it's resistance again, acting as support, consolidation here, we come up above it, acting as support, we lose it, we reject off of it as resistance, and then when we come back up to it, it's acting as resistance again. And then I would also consider that this area right down here is a pretty significant area of support, because we can see that over in the summer we were bouncing off of this level, and then when we lost it, it was our resistance, and then it acted as our support once, it acted as our support twice. And so what I want to do is I kind of want to analyze this kind of chunk right here as a high and a low, and so that we can kind of say, okay, where is the price action in what's the word I'm looking for? In not perspective, in relativity, I don't know. Where's the price action when it comes to determining what is high and what is low and what we can expect? So I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at all the volume that traded here from the time that we have officially now lost the level and back tested it as resistance, right? And so what this is doing now is this is defining for us a fair value, right? A fair value where we can say to ourselves, all right, if the price of Bitcoin comes down to this blue line or below, it's going to be oversold, and we could look potentially to hop into a nice swing trade long position. Just like how if it comes above the blue line, it's overbought, and we can look for a potential swing short position. And in fact, there was a swing short position that we entered just based on losing the level right here and then coming back down. In fact, that is a trade setup given in the VIP Discord. We could go over to the potential Bitcoin swing trade setups here, and let me see. Yeah, right here, right? We were looking to potentially that this pump up to the $48,000 area was a fake out, and we were going to come back inside that value area high and look to short it back down to around the $36,000 area. So this is a trade, a short trade that I am currently in. A lot of people are currently in. And so the question is, are we going to come down to that lower area? And I would say that there is a good chance that we will, and potentially even come lower than that. And the reason is because if we go to the weekly time frame, market Cipher B, we are getting something that is quite bearish, which historically has always led to another 40 to 50% move to the downside, which is a money flow crossover on the weekly time frame market Cipher B with a red trigger wave printing on or below the zero line. If we check out the BLX chart here, which is Bitcoin from its inception, we can see that if we do go back in time, that whenever we get that money flow crossing over with the red trigger wave, okay, we get another 50% move to the downside. So I'm just going to mark out where this has happened in the past, just so that we can take a look to see what has happened. So it's money flow crossing over as the red wave is printing on market Cipher B, going all the way back to, well, Bitcoin's inception. The first time that really happens is in the 2013 bull run, where we have ourselves the money flow crossing over and we have the money flow turning purple, and from that time we got another 56% move to the downside, right? That's pretty crazy. And so again, that happened at the end of 2018 after we had the bull run and then the drop. And we can see here also from that candle, we had another, 50% move to the downside. And so there is a lot of downward potential here. Of course, this has not confirmed yet, but we do need to be aware that these higher term time frames are looking still, in my opinion, very bearish, especially given the fact that on the weekly time frame here, we do have this rising wedge with the target being potentially all the way down to, between $17,000 and $20,000. And in my opinion, also, when we look at the history of how these things have traded, we can see that, when we get the money flow crossover with the red trigger wave on the weekly, the bottom comes when we get a big old wave at the bottom underneath the -60 line on market Cipher B like this, with a big old BitBoy green dot. So if I'm seeing this on the weekly, I'm actually going to start really buying not financial advice, guys, not financial advice, buying a whole bunch of Bitcoin on spot and stuff like that, right? And of course, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just the guy on the internet who shows you pictures of adult diapers, big uneven butt cheeks, and talks about his chickens drinking water on the homestead, right? Not meant to be taken as financial advice. Not at all. But coming back to the Bitcoin chart here, I would say that, right now, based on the way things are looking, the next major area of support that I am kind of looking at is going to be this right here. Now, if we take a Fibonacci retracement tool, let me make market Cipher B smaller down here. If we take a Fibonacci retracement tool from the ultimate low that we put in at 32.9 to the high that we put in at 48, give or take, we can see that we do have the Fibonacci golden pocket coming in at right about just under where we are right now. Okay, just under where we're at right now. Also, if we take a look at some of the volume that we traded here, we can see that we also have a very high volume node coming in literally just below where we are right now, right? And so the next major area that I would be looking for support would be if we get another down to take out the lows right here and then get a bounce, because that would also give us potentially on the 4-hour time frame the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Right now, the 4-hour uneven butt cheek pattern, it usually plays out very well. It can always give us at least something, right? I've only had the 4-hour butt cheeks not work for me once in my whole life. But usually, like right here, when we get the 4-hour butt cheeks, we get a 3% move. That's not so bad. Right here also, we had the 4-hour butt cheeks, and we got a 2%, almost 3% move. That's not so bad. We usually always get something on the 4-hour uneven butt cheeks, and even now we can start to see on the 4-hour time frame money flow potentially getting higher, which means potentially we could get a significant move here, or at least something, when we see this big low butt cheek and then we see a skinnier butt cheek. Basically, what we want to see is exactly what we see right now, but we want the price to put in a lower low. Okay, we want the price to put in a lower low. So it really does, it depends on what the price action does, whether or not we will actually get that divergence that we are looking for. But personally, I do think that there is room to come lower here. And if we start to lose, now this is going to be crucial in my view, if we start to lose this this golden pocket, then I do think it will be a smooth move down to potentially this area of support that we have right here at around that $36,000 area, or even lower. And I would even go as far as to say that if we're coming back down to this area, I think there's a much higher probability that we are going to come much, much lower, because I do think that it becomes more likely that those higher time frames play out more so if we are not able to hold support here, because right now we have been in bullish market structure since that 24th of January, where we put in that low, we put in our higher high, we put in our higher low, we have now put in our higher high. If we don't put in now a higher low and we lose this level, we are going to be breaking bullish market structure. But I do think there still is the potential for us to put in a higher low based on the daily time frame. Okay, we could still get another bounce here. I do still think there's potential for another bounce, and I also think there's potential for the weekly not to confirm, right? But obviously we can't look at the weekly and make a decision right now for an entry, right? We have to wait for more confirmation on these higher time frames. And so if we start to actually break bullish market structure on a high term time frame, then we can say, okay, this is official. Now let's look for the entry. If you're not already in a short, okay, if you're not already in a short. So that is kind of, you know, where I'm looking at right now. If we go again and just take a look at some other areas, you know, we do have a lot of resistances to get through before we put in a higher high, which is, you know, first of all, we do have right now, if we do bounce from here, we can see that we have the golden pocket is now at this very important area of about 44.5 thousand, which was resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then we flipped it into support before losing it. So, you know, if we come back up here, that could be another kind of a fake out, right? And to get another rejection to the downside. So there's a lot of possibilities that could happen here. And we just have to we just have to be aware. Shout out to my wife, by the way, Big Butts 28, who will never leave me for an Oxford graduate. You know, that's good to know, because, you know, your boy Jason Casper never really went to any kind of higher education, didn't even really get his high school diploma. In fact, the last time I was in school, it was actually I was in math class, guys. I was in math class, and I raised my hand like you do in school to ask permission to use the bathroom, and the teacher said, yes, you can go, make sure to take the hall pass. So I took the hall pass, and I walked out of the classroom, past the bathroom, out the front door to my vehicle, and drove home. And I never went back to that school again, right? Never went back again. So shout out to Mr. Starita. If you're watching this, man, I apologize. I'm sure you understand, though. I'm sure you understand. And if you are watching this, Mr. Starita, that means you're probably fed up with the crazy public school system that you were stuck in back then. You know. Also, shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. You guys are awesome. Let's see if we can get some likes. We have 400 people in here, only 100 likes. Man, that is crazy. Whoa, Traders Reality in the chat, man. That is crazy. What's going on, bro? Traders Reality, is that real? Is this real right now? Am I dreaming? Guys, we have a celebrity in the chat room. Everybody give Traders Reality a round of applause. Make sure to go check them out. But bro, aren't you usually streaming during this time for New York Open? So maybe it's a faker. Maybe it's a faker. But if it is the real trader's reality, we got to collaborate soon, man. We got to collaborate. We should do that. Shout out to Robert Bonar holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to also Premier Crypto holding it down with the wrench, making sure to keep the riffraff out of here. Shout out to Alchemist. Shout out to Crypto Grizzly and Delta Swish. Delta Swish says, I truly believe if they go back below 30K and drop with the volume you say it should, that it will start a terrible domino effect and will crash the market. Yeah, I think that too, Delta Swish. See, there's two key areas of support on the higher term time frames right now. And I'm going to remove some of this analysis here. But the two major areas of support are going to be, like you say, the 30K level, because I mean this is just clear support, right? We've got the two levels, and this is like a you know, it could be a giant bull flag, right? It could be, but also just look at, like, if we just look at this right now, right? In my view, this looks extremely bearish because of the fact that we have this thing going on here, this rising wedge pattern, right? Depending on how we want to draw it, and I have it drawn out on the other chart, and you know, we can see that 30K is very important. Not only is it a clear support that we can draw with our eye, right? But it is also the golden pocket Fibonacci retracement from the dump that we had back in those days where everybody was scared that they were going to get sick. I don't know when, I forget when exactly that happened, but we could see we dumped all the way down here to that well, the BLX has it 4,000, ByBit was like 3,000 something. And so if we lose that golden pocket, that is very significant, because if we are in an uptrend, we are looking for retracements to long the higher low, right? That's pretty much why we use Fibonacci, right? Because we want to long a higher low, because we're assuming that if we're in an uptrend, right, the trend is our friend. So we're going to get a big impulse to the upside, and then we're going to retrace a little bit, and then a big move to the upside, and then retrace a little bit, and then a big move to the upside, and then retrace a little bit. And so what the Fibonacci tool does is it allows us to kind of look for areas where that retracement is going to happen. And if we're in a very, very, very strong trend, then the 382 fib level is the place where we will most likely get that bounce. And then the next level is the golden pocket. Now, if we lose the golden pocket, that is a huge sign that the uptrend is actually reversing. Okay, that's a big confirmation that uptrend is reversing. And so, you know, if we lose the golden pocket around that 30K area, that's massive. That's telling us that you know, potentially we could be in a more of a macro trend reversal. And then, you know, I would really be looking to I don't mean to be like a fear monger here, guys, but we just have to we have to be objective and say that the weekly time frame, the last two times it's done this, it did result in a 50% move to the downside. A 50% move to the downside from here is going to take us to around 20,000, depending on where we're pulling it from, you know, that $20,000 area, which is, you know, a very key fib level. It's also the retest of the previous bull market. And so, you know, we just have to be objective and say this is possible. And, you know, given the fact that we see the weekly looking like this, and the target of this pattern is down to that 20K level, it makes me think that it is more likely if we come down to this area. Of course, I would say without a shadow of a doubt that I am going to be longing this area for something, right? For some kind of a move, but because you know, even in downtrends, you know, same deal. When we're in a downtrend, we have a big impulse to the downside, and then we get a little retracement upward. And speaking of actually the 382 being the Fibonacci retracement that gets the reaction in a very powerful trend, you know, look at this, right? We come from the all-time high to the low, and look at where we look at where we reject from, right? We got a perfect rejection. It takes me back to high school, right? Where every single female that I spoke to rejected me. She gave me the hand, she gave me the face. Ugh, Jason Casper. Ugh, I would never even think about viewing you in a romantic light. Ugh, you're just so gross, so nerdy, right? And you're such a loser, right? So like that's exactly what happened right here. We got that rejection. And you know something else, guys, is just when we look at all the volume that we had going on here in this entire chunk, right? This is actually a sign of weakness that we're unable to come up above this high volume node and the 382. So yeah, it really does take me back to that time in high school where there was that girl from Lithuania, 382 ya, and she was gorgeous, man. She was super gorgeous. She had a unique style, right? She wore white button-up collared shirts, and she like had long brown hair that she straightened, but it would get a little bit frizzy throughout the day, and she always hated the frizz, and she'd be like, "Oh, my hair is so frizzy," and I'd be like, "382, yeah, come on, no one pays attention to that. No one's looking at your hair being frizzy." But she didn't believe it. She thought everyone was just judging her hair all day long, you know, as much as I tried to tell her. And I thought that we were, you know, I thought that we were cool, right? I thought that me and 382 were cool because she, you know, we would talk a lot, but it turned out I put myself in the friend zone, right? She viewed me as her brother. She viewed me as her brother. You know, it was horrible. It was a horrible situation. And yeah, that's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. But in the short term, I would say that there are areas of support to be looking. There are areas of support to be looking on this way down. There are definitely areas to be looking out for. If I was a betting man, and I technically am, right? I would say that we will probably do something like this. If I had to guess, we'll probably get some kind of a bounce from this golden pocket. And if we come lower, we'll probably get some kind of a bounce down here as well, because we do have like we have some levels down here. I think like some kind of like a weekly level or something. And then I think we'll probably come down and get a bounce from that $28,000 area, and then keep coming lower. I think we'll see a downtrend continue that way, just based on the weekly. Of course, I could be totally wrong, guys. And by the way, if you do want to learn how to trade the way we trade, you can check out jasoncaspertrading.com. This course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader. This has changed the way thousands of people approach the markets. I've even had people in the Discord quit their job to trade full-time after taking the course. And it's crazy, but it's because what we do is we give you a very clearly defined point A to point B system, so that you can always have a plan in advance, right? So that you always know where you're looking for a trade, where your stop loss should be, where your take profit should be, and all that kind of stuff, guys. Where is I don't know. Well, there's a lot of people in here that are killing it, guys, killing it. There's a 25% discount in the description of the video to get the course. Also, the Exocharts course that me and Boyan put together, there's a 15% discount, as well as a free intro where you can check it out to see if it's something you'd be interested in. Or just kind of go over the basics of order flow charts and footprint charts and all that stuff, right? So let's pop back into the chat here, see what's going on. Shout out to Memory Man, by the way. Memory Man, a great musician, a cool guy as well. Oh, Trader's Reality, man. It's legit. He's legit. Bro, you're a celebrity in this world, man. You're a celebrity in the crypto space. So yeah, shout out to Traders Reality, guys. If for some reason you don't know his channel, go check it out. He posts some good stuff in there. Yeah, Bob Bazaar is true, man. The girl who rejected me, yeah, she got fat now. So jokes on her. Jokes on her. Oh, the code for the Exo course, you have to go to my previous videos because I actually posted it in the pinned comment. I have to put it in the description. Yeah, I have to put it in the description. Yeah, no, see, he doesn't have, Hex Hodl, he doesn't have a check mark, but it's hard to get check marks, man. It's hard to get check marks. I don't have a check mark either, you know. You gotta be, I think you have to sell your soul to the Illuminati and sign a contract in blood in order to get one of those. Just kidding, guys, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So Aaron G says war, hyperinflation, COVID, BS still here, bruh. Blood Diamond on the weekly. Money Flow Cross. Some Ichimoku stuff going on. Seems like we have a few reasons. Oh, I guess you guys are conversating amongst yourselves. Conversating amongst yourselves. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. I can answer this question. ANS93, Lux Algo or Market Cipher? Of course Market Cipher is better than Lux Algo. Lux Algo is a buy-sell indicator. So, like, Market Cipher doesn't do that. Market Cipher gives you those beautiful, beautiful uneven butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You got the big old juicy one on the left, followed by that one on the right. You know, the one on the right. The one that reminds you of, you know, that skinny old lady at the diner with the Brooklyn accent who smokes too much. You know what I'm saying? She's smoking a cigarette, and she's like, hey, Dolores, get over here. This guy needs another cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying? This is a picture of her right here. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, Market Cipher is not telling you when to buy. It's not telling you when to sell. What it is doing over here, when we take a look at the gluteus maximus, is it's showing you which way the momentum in the market's coming, right? So when you see the price coming down here to the point of control of the range, right? Look at where the money is over here. It's in that skinny butt cheek. So we could take a look over here on the 12-minute time frame like yesterday when we came down to that area of support that we got literally right to the dollar here. All right, look at this. So we're at the diner and we're asking, we call her over, hey, Dolores, get over here because I need another cup of coffee, right? She's walking over here, and you notice as she's walking, she's got a little limp, right? Like something's not quite right. It's a little uneven. She's like, and then she comes right to the table, and, you know, you take a look over at her butt, and what do you see, right? Those uneven cheeks, boom, enter the long trade right there. So that's what Market Cipher is going to do for you, and I'll tell you, Lux Algo ain't going to do that for you, you know? It ain't going to do it. Shout out to Dolores, by the way, at the diner. And shout out to this guy. See, this guy, he is trading on his phone at the table, right? Everyone else, they're on their lunch breaks because they have their 9-to-5 jobs. You could tell by their bow ties and their striped suits, right? This guy's not even paying attention, right? He's totally brain dead, right? He's totally brain dead. He's just getting through his day. This guy over here, right? You can tell he's a gangsta over here. Look at that hat, man. Straight up Al Capone, smoking a big fat cigar, not even a cigarette. Why is he so happy? Because he's a trader, okay? And he uses Market Cipher. And he sees these green dots tattooed on her thighs. And he sees the money coming out of her right back pocket over here. He knows what's going on, man. He's got his phone out, pulling up that ByBit app, trying to hit the long button, if you know what I'm saying. And honestly, I do think we're going to get another move to the downside here, just based on 12-minute money flow. 12-minute money flow. Yeah. Yeah, Heisenberg, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Yeah, this is a good market cipher ad, you know? I feel like CryptoFace should run the ad on cable television, you know? Well, guys, that is kind of it, honestly, for my outlook on Bitcoin today. You know, it is getting to be a weekend, and I think it's a holiday on Monday. I don't know. I could Google it. Let's Google it. Um, is Monday a holiday? Google knows everything. Um, nah, I guess not, right? It's not a federal holiday. Let's see what this has to say. Uh, no, it looks like no. So the markets probably are open, and yeah, markets are probably open, but it is Passover tonight, as I said earlier. So Chag Sameach to anybody who celebrates Passover. Happy Good Friday and happy Resurrection Sunday to those who observe. And yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna have to cut the stream early, guys, because I got a lot of stuff to do today. But I will say this: um, I do pray everybody is super blessed in many, many ways. Um, yeah, God bless everybody, and so receive this blessing. Oh, markets are closed today. I didn't even know that, man. I didn't even know that. Didn't even know that. Maybe that's why Traders Reality is here, right? Maybe that's why Traders Reality is in here. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, receive this blessing. The purpose of this blessing is that the Creator, the Lord God, the Creator of the heavens and the earth, the Creator of all of us, would place His name upon you and bless you in many ways. And it goes like this in Hebrew: Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha. Shalom. B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach Elohei Israel. In English, that means, may the Lord bless and protect you, and may He cause His face to shine light upon you, and may He have grace upon you, and may the Lord turn His face towards you and give you completeness in the name of Jesus the Messiah, the God of Israel. Shout out to Traders Reality though for the 449 euro super chat, man. I didn't even see that before. I'm sorry, bro. Sorry that I didn't see that, man. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much for that, bro. I really appreciate it. And yeah,